Hello student, welcome to online class. Today I am going to explain the topic on the discovery of electron. You all know that the atom consists of a central hard core called nucleus and electron are revolving around the nucleus. But the first scientific approach towards the understanding of the structure of the matter was given by the Dalton in the year 1803. According to this theory, all matter was composed of very small particles called atoms. The atom retain their individuality in all kinds of chemical combinations. Dalton further believed that the atoms of the same substance were all alike and different from those of other substances, and further the atom could not be subdivided, destroyed or created. In the year 1815, Prout suggested that all the elements are made up of atom of hydrogen. This suggestion was based on the fact that atomic weight of the most of the element were integral multiple of atomic weight of hydrogen atom. Example, helium whose atomic weight is 4, for carbon 12, and for nitrogen it is 14. Later on it was found that atomic weight of the most of the cases were not whole number. Example, for chlorine it is 35.5. So that's why Prout hypothesis was abandoned. In the year 1897, Thomson was the first person who suggested that one of the fundamental units was more than 1,000 times smaller than an atom, and is suggesting the subatomic particle known as the electron. The Thomson discovered the electron through his exploration on the properties of the cathode rays. This is the experimental observation made by the J.J. Thomson in his cathode ray tube experiment. So this is an experimental arrangement. This experimental arrangement, which consists of a discharge tube, a cathode and a anode. A high voltage is applied between a cathode and a anode. If a phosphorescent screen is placed between a cathode and the anode, he observed that some bright glow appear on screen, which means that there is some rays that emitted from the cathode which strikes the screen and it produces bright glows. And in the second observation, he placed a solid in between a cathode and the screen. He observed that a shadow is produced on the screen, which means that there is some rays that is coming out from the cathode which falls on the solid, which placed between a cathode and the screen. The solid material cut off the rays coming out from the cathode and it produces the shadow on the screen. And the third observation was, if we applied the magnetic field in the region, a bright glow get deflected. From these observations, Thomson come to the conclusion that there is some kind of rays which is emitted from the cathode, so which is called as a cathode rays. Based on the above experimental facts, he come to the conclusion that the cathode rays emitted, which consist of very small charged particle coming from atoms of cathode. And in the second conclusion, these cathode rays consist of same nature particle irrespective of material used for cathode and gas taken in discharge tube, which means that when we change the material, cathode material, or when we change the gas filled in the discharge tube, but the nature of the rays emitted from the cathode which remain the same. In order to validate his first conclusion, he applied the electric field to the discharge tube. He observed that the rays or beam that is coming out from the cathode, which is deflected towards the positive terminal of the applied electric field, which means that the rays or beam that's coming out from the cathode which are negatively charged. In order to validate his second conclusion, he designed the experiment showing E by M, that is nothing but charge to mass ratio is same for any cathode material used. That is called a specific charge of an electron. The specific charge of an electron is defined as the ratio of charge to mass of electron. This is the experimental arrangement made by J.J. Thomson in order to explain the experimental conclusion made by the Thomson. The basic principle behind this experiment, the electron beam is first subjected to known electric field and corresponding deflection is measured. By applying suitable magnetic field in such a way that the deflection of the electron produced by the electron is nullified by it, by knowing the field strength and its deflection, the value of E by M is determined. This experimental arrangement, which consists of highly evacuated discharge tube, which is filled with gas of low pressure in order of 0.01 mm of mercury. So this is a cathode and this is an anode. A high voltage is applied between a cathode and the anode. When the cathode is connected to the negative terminal of high voltage, the cathode is start to emitting a cathode rays. The cathode rays which passes through a slit which produces a narrow beam of the cathode, and these cathode rays which strike on the other end of the tube, which is coated with zinc sulfate, which act as a screen. In the absence of any field, the ray or beam that is coming out from the narrow slit which strike at the center of the fluorescent screen. On applying electric field, the electron beam that passed through this electric field, it get deflected and it reach to the point O dash on the screen. Now we can apply a magnetic field in such a way that the direction of magnetic field is perpendicular to the direction of electric field, and the strength of the magnetic field is such that which nullified the deflection produced by the electric field. By knowing the value of deflection and the field strength, we can easily determine the specific charge of electron or the E by M of electron. Thank you.